ready to take your investment game to the next level? Introducing Digital Investor, your ultimate guide to mastering the digital marketplace. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, Digital Investor brings you cutting-edge game theoretical strategies, expert insights, and real-time tips and tactics to analyze, evaluate, invest, and grow your wealth. Don't miss out on the digital revolution. Visit www.nickblacknex.com and start your journey with Digital Investor today.
Well, that was crazy. What a April 1st shenanigan. So I turned everything on and everything was fine, and about 3 minutes before the show would go on, all the screens separated and I got a update notification, and it said, not like, do you want to do it? It just said 59, 58, 57, 50, like just a countdown. So that was it. We were doing an update, and then the update didn't take, and then I had to do another update. What a dick punch. But we had to do something. We couldn't have a day of nothing. So I do apologize for all that nonsense. Yeah, well, there was nothing I could do. I tried to do a restart, and I tried to get around it, and I thought, well, maybe I could go use the other computer. Well, guess what? Automatic updates for everybody. So it's like, anyway. So there it is. There it is. I guess I have this new update. Things should be amazing, I think. Okay. Let me get through all this, and then there's not really a lot to talk about. Markets are up, which is nice. It's a new month. Okay, cool. I still think we got to get past tomorrow, and I think we got to get past the 15th. So there. So there's that. That's my comment on the markets, but it's nice to see Bitcoin teetering around 85,000. I know for a lot of technical analysis douchebags, 84,000 was the line in the sand. 84,000. It's like, why? 87,000 was the last one. 96,000 was the last one. 76,000. Like, they just make up numbers every day. These dudes wake up and make up a new line in the sand. This is it. This is the line in the sand, man. We're the line in the sand. What happens when it crosses it? Nothing. Nope. Nothing happens, because those of us doing TA on Twitter and X, we don't actually trade. We don't actually have any money in the market. So we have no skin in the game. So we have nothing to lose. The only dude that makes outlandish comments that has money in the market is probably the now pardoned bad guy who's now no longer a bad guy. We can't call it. He's no longer a felon because I guess he got a pardon. So he's good. He's a good guy now. Arthur Hayes, the douchebag that doesn't matter. He's been pardoned. Great. I just think that's weird. But anyway, whatever. Yeah. So he thinks now. So last week he thought Bitcoin was going to 110, but after he got his pardon, now Bitcoin's going to 250. I don't know how those are related, but maybe he's in a more positive state of technical analysis mindset. He's never been right. None of these guys have ever been right. What happens is they make this, they waffle back and forth. They noodle and then they waffle. See, we have the foods there, the different foods. They noodle and then they waffle, and they make predictions all over the place. And then later on, they go erase a bunch of tweets and keep the tweets that made sense and say, look, I told you. I told you. Like, yeah, but you told us 1,700 other things. Shh. Anyway. These guys, man. But he has money in the game. It's a bunch of money that they stole from their exchange. Oh, they steal it. It's their exchange, I guess, whatever. Anyway, these guys all the same scumbags. All the same crooks. All right. Anyway, here we are. Yay. Rumor that Warren Buffett offered $1 trillion for Tesla. That doesn't sound right. Remember, Warren Buffett he's kind of anti-tech. So, yeah. But maybe, I don't know. That doesn't sound like a move he would make. Yeah, sorry everybody had to wait. That's frustrating. Man, Yeah, April Fools. Got some interesting articles. Let's see. You sold all your Bitcoin. Oh, Mark. Oh, Mark. Let's see. Noodle with waffle. Yeah. Oh, unrelated, but I read an article that said if you guys are having any pasta of any kind, make sure it's not enriched with folic acid. If it says enriched, bad. You don't want the enriched stuff. So just put that on. I'm from what this guy was saying, and he seems, I mean, he's a doctor. He seems pretty convinced that that's one of the worst things that contributes to just obesity, and it makes you more hungry, this enrichment. And I guess this was something that happened, like in the 70s. A bunch of probably companies that make food had petitioned and lobbied and gotten, the idiots that are too busy insider trading in Congress and all that kind of stuff. They're too busy insider trading to pay attention to like people getting fat and dying. So, and plus the pharmaceutical companies are like, no, let people get fat. We'll just come out with a drug for that. Like, but maybe we shouldn't just give them food that makes them fat. No, make them fat as hell. All right. So anyway, but one way around that crap is either or. I'm not an organic pusher on food. I think organic is mostly a joke, but get away from enriched stuff. And if you look closely, it enriched with folic acid. Yes, but the enrichment process where they imbue these kinds of like noodles and things like that with and certain breads with folic acid that's not the same kind of folic acid that you're getting. Like if you take folic acid, like the B vitamin, they're different. So just be mindful of that, or not, or just say screw it, or just say ripple it, and just blow up your gut health. Anyway, I'm starting day 3 in like an hour. I'm doing a 4-day fast, but I did 2 days of just water and coffee, which is gross because I don't like coffee anyway without all the cream and stuff, and this was just terrible. But so what I'm doing is I had all the bad coffees, the crappy ones. I went ahead and had all those. Anyway, but I'm done with those. So then today I can start introducing protein, but only protein. No sugar, no carbs, nothing like that. I'll go 2 more days like that because your body starts producing stem cells like crazy from about like the 36-hour mark on. And it depends what source you're reading. Everybody's body's a little bit different. But you can either go take a bunch of medications, go to Mexico, spend $28,000, get stem cell injections, or just fast for 3 or 4 days, and your body will do it naturally. I feel like that's better. So, and I'm cheap. If I can just fast and get some stem cells, and these are the kind of stem cells that go and fix everything. And you also have a kind of an anti-cancer response that shoots through your body. But anyway, there's a lot of reasons why I think that some controlled fasting might make sense a couple times a year, not all the time. And then some people are doing, just for kind of overall health, maybe 1 day per week of like 16-hour fasting to like 24-hour. So there you go. Yeah, I don't have I'm not going to go there. Anyway, let me talk about the news because there was some interesting news, and then it'll just be a short one today, but I didn't want to leave everybody hanging. Let's see, pumping legs big time at PT and trying to get my weight down. Yeah, well, also, if you only have one workout you can do, it should be legs. Your legs are your body's biggest store of growth hormone, IGF-1 and IGF-2, and all the insulin growth factors. And all. Basically, your legs store all of the good stuff because they're so dense in muscle for the rest of your body. So if you do nothing but legs, the rest of your body will benefit. Even your injured shoulder, Howard. You probably know that. And so whoever your trainer is, if you're doing PT, he's probably pretty smart. He's like, let's smash your legs. Let's get all that growth hormone going out, fixing the rest of your body. But Howard, also, you might look into doing a controlled 2 to 3 day. I think 3 days is like the optimal fast, Remember, in the 48-hour range, you got to start introducing protein. So what I did is I had 2 eggs with Himalayan salt. That's it. So it was not super delicious. But you know what? Those eggs are like $14 a piece. So I felt like I ate like a freaking king. Okay, let's talk about some stuff. One, do you guys, real quick, let's go backwards to forwards. You guys know about the XAI acquiring X, the platform, right? So last week, Elon Musk's company, so remember, he bought Twitter, converted to X. His AI company is called XAI. So Elon Musk's AI company formally purchased and acquired X in an all-stock deal. Now, Brandon and I talked about this a little bit, but it's a little weird, but basically there was no cash that changed hands. So instead, shareholders of X, formerly Twitter, received stock in XAI, valuing the social media platform at $33 billion. So remember, they bought it for 45 billion minus 12 billion in debt. He originally bought it for between 44 and 45 billion. So that's a loss. So he shows a loss. This places XAI's post-acquisition valuation at about 80 billion, which is pretty big. From the outside, this deal, a lot of people were like, it looks like what they call like when Elon Musk shaking his own hand. Musk is CEO of both XAI and X, and he's been blending the companies for a while. And I think this is what the original intention was. But anyway, or at least when XAI was imagined. So XAI's generative AI chatbot, Grok, G-R-O-K, there's also G-R-O-Q, which is another company which will become more important in the coming months to all of you. That's all I'm going to say about that. But anyway, Grok, which is X, has been embedded in X.com since late 2023. But now that the ownership is official, there are no longer any blurred lines when it comes to product integration, data access. So the company can kind of initiate their long-term strategy. I've gotten away. Listen, Elon Musk is a lot of things. He's not a crook. He's not a vandal. He may not be the most great guy, but for humanity's sake, I think he's pretty important. So anyway, Musk has framed the acquisition as a move that allows both companies to benefit from new synergies. In his March 28th announcement, he said XAI and X's future are now intertwined, and highlighted how the combination of data, models, compute, distribution, and talent will unlock immense potential, which I think is cool. One of the biggest wins for XAI here is distribution. So any product that XAI launches now has immediate access to X's 600 million active users. Some of those are bots, obviously, I think. But anyway, this diminishes the need for external marketing because with X as your direct distribution channel, XAI can test and scale its products to hundreds of millions of users instantly. And Howard, I don't know, ethics, that's tricky. Morals is on you. Ethics is kind of how you kind of apply those into a population. I don't know. I don't know that he's ethical. I don't know that ethics is a thing. I don't know that that's a real thing. I think he sees an end goal. He believes the end goal is worth the strife on the way there. So, yeah. And Joseph, I don't know the internal machinations. I don't know every little line that was crossed and dotted on that. Another benefit that XAI experiences from this acquisition comes in the form of training data. So X is a social media platform, formerly Twitter, which was it generates a lot of user-generated content. It's like a gold mine that's untouched. Well, partially touched, right? So users post everything from text to memes to videos to audio clips, everything. So it's collecting torrents of data. Remember, data is the next commodity, right? So all of these become data points that can be used for training models. And now that XAI owns the platform, it's not scraping public data. It's its own data. So it's training well within its own legal walled garden. So structurally, this could mean that no other AI company can legally train on data from X without XAI's permission, which that's pretty powerful. And then finally, worth mentioning is that Musk has consolidated all of his business, most of his business ventures. Obviously, the Skynet thing, what's Skynet, but going to space and the kind of orbiting internet access things are separate for now. So yeah, those are separate, but just for now. We'll see. Maybe they get absorbed too. Although I don't know how. I don't know how they would be, but anyway. But now that he consolidated his business ventures, fundraising becomes easier because he only needs to raise capital for XAI instead of what was formerly two different companies and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, Starlink, you nailed it. Yeah, Starlink is the satellite distribution, free internet and Wi-Fi access for the whole world, and hopefully cellular and all that kind of, which is awesome. Again, he's doing something. Did you know that he open sourced all of his patents for Tesla? They open source everything. And they're like, if someone builds a better electric car, fine, it makes the world better, which is the right way to think. So yeah. Other AI news, just real quick, is that OpenAI is facing a lot of pressure from investors to drop their nonprofit status. So OpenAI is under increasing pressure from investors to convert from a nonprofit to a for-profit entity. Investors are offering a potential $40 billion fundraising round as an incentive to complete the conversion within a year. So if OpenAI doesn't finalize the conversion by year end, it will only receive half of the funding, $20 billion, in two $10 billion tranches. SoftBank is expected to lead the round. So, which is pretty cool. I listened to the SoftBank CEO yesterday say that he believes ASI will be here. ASI, artificial superintelligence, which would be 10,000 times smarter than humans in 2035, less than 10 years from now. Yeesh. Anyway, SoftBank's expected to leave the round. They've committed $30 billion and syndicating the remaining $10 billion to other backers. So SoftBank is leaning into AI heavy. So then you start realizing, at least I think, to True AGI, what they're doing, I don't think it's a far stretch for those guys to get anywhere in the $10 to $50 billion range in valuation if they're doing something meaningful. There's people are going to tell you in all these videos the AI bubble is bursting. That is a bunch of bullcorn. That's bull ripple. That's a bunch of bull ripple. It's not bursting. It's just changing. Always in the beginning of a new technology, people overinvest because they don't know where to invest. So they invest in every direction. That's still happening. Data centers, they may maybe curtailing a little bit. I also think that's a mistake. I just think that the world is in a recession and that businesses in general are balance sheet sensitive. And so, or well, maybe insensitive, but balance sheet sensitive right now. And they're cautious, and that's the hand they're playing. So anyway, okay. On a funny note, a hacker fell victim to a phishing scam after he exploited a company. So ZK Lend is a platform. So the hacker that hacked ZK Lend and exploited it, he used a fake Tornado Cash platform. Tornado is a mixer. He used a fake one and lost like $4 or $5 million. Now, some people are like, wait a minute, this seems like a scam. He's probably part of this fake mixer. I think so too. I think if you're smart enough to hack something, but anyway, ZK Lend, which is a decentralized lending platform, protocol built on StarkNet, which again, StarkNet's kind of sketch, and the ZK Lend was clearly technically inferior, but it confirmed that the hacker responsible for its February exploit lost a significant portion of the stolen funds to a phishing scam. Which again, seems a little bit weird that a hacker would make this mistake. So I have to feel like the hacker's probably involved with this phishing site. And then he could say, I can't give the money back. It's all gone. I'm sorry. I lost it. But anyway, on a post on X today, ZK Lend revealed the attacker tried to launder 2,930 Ethereum worth around 5.4 million through crypto mixer Tornado Cash, but he used a fake version of Tornado Cash, which was like Tornado ETH Cash. And as a result, again, you would see this if you were at, I mean, you would see this. Any of us would see this. So I don't know, man. I don't know. But it is kind of it's kind of funny, or it's just a dude and his hacker buddies came up with a fake Tornado Cash site, and so they're stealing from themselves to make it look like we can't return the funds, man. I'm sorry. Like, we'd love to help. ZK Lind had originally offered a 10% bounty, to which he was just like, F you, and he kept the money. So there we go. So he either did lose the money, or that in itself is a scam. Either way, it's just kind of interesting. If you're going to mix your currency, if you're going to use Tornado Cash to mix Ethereum or anything else, make sure you use the right one. I personally wouldn't be using a mixing service because I think that makes you a target, but it's on you. You do you out there, people. And then finally, what I thought was cool, Senator Tuberville has a bill from Alabama. He has a bill that would open crypto to retirement funds. So Senator Tommy Tuberville from Alabama is preparing to introduce a bill that will allow Americans to invest their retirement funds in crypto, in terms of crypto, which I'm not sure that's a great idea. I think Bitcoin would be cool. Ethereum could be cool. I think that's right now where it should stop. And I think that you can get ETF exposure already in the traditional markets, which you can do in a retirement fund. So I think maybe that's the way it should be done, but whatever. Anyway, the proposed legislation is set to shake up the retirement investment landscape. It would give people a chance to diversify their portfolios by including crypto like Bitcoin and Ethereum. Currently, retirement savings accounts like 401ks and IRAs are limited to traditional investments like stocks, bonds, and mutual funds, which do include ETFs of Bitcoin and Ethereum. Tuberville's bill aims to change that, allowing Americans to allocate a portion of their retirement funds directly to crypto investments. This bill is designed, the bill is designed to provide more flexibility for investors who believe that cryptocurrency could be a valuable addition to their long-term strategy. The generation that the baby boomers give all their money to is going to inherit a lot of money, and they are not buying gold. They might be selling gold, but they ain't buying gold. So I think this could become apropos. We'll see. There are some concerns. I mean, my concern will be custody. How do we figure out custody? Like, if you have a bunch of different retirement funds managing custody, and somebody gets pillaged, what happens? But again, you could have insurance. I think for most people, ETFs are safer. I don't like the dislocation, but they are a safer asset. That's what my gut feeling is. But cryptocurrencies are notoriously volatile, which is tough for a retirement account, with price swings wildly in both directions, as you guys have experienced over the last 6 months. Critics of the bill worry that allowing crypto investments in retirement accounts could put American savings in jeopardy, especially those who may not fully understand the risks. Right now is the dumbest time in all of crypto. Unfortunately or fortunately, there's a lot of new eyeballs, and most of them are stupid, and people don't understand the risks. If you don't understand the risks, you don't know how to manage a private wallet, and even if you do, for most people, for grandma, I would never tell grandma to buy Bitcoin. I would say, go buy some IBIT. Grandma, buy some IBIT in your retirement and yay, So sometimes you got to protect people from themselves. Look at all these meme coin traders and all these other stupid asses. You think these people understand? You think they have any idea about the attack surfaces they could get racked on? Like, they just do not know. And so, like I remember in Robinhood, people had bought GameStop, and then they were like, I don't know how to sell it. How do you sell it? I bought it. I don't know how to sell it. And you're like, oh God. And then when people were losing money, they were like, I don't understand. I invested $1,000. Why is it only worth 400? Where's my $600? Oh God. Anyway, that's what we're dealing with, but on a larger scale. So maybe. On the other hand, supporters argue that allowing crypto investments could help level the playing field for everyday Americans by giving regular Americans access to the same kinds of opportunities as institutional investors. I mean, everyday Americans can already set up a Coinbase or a Kraken account. So I don't know that's completely accurate. And everyday Americans that have a retirement fund, which is not every American, but every regular American that has a retirement fund can go buy IBIT right now, this second. So anyway, or ETH. Despite the ongoing concerns around Bitcoin's price, ETF fund flows have shown a positive trend with notable 1 billion net inflow over the past 2 weeks. So regardless of how bad the market looks bad and everybody's like, wham, we're getting our ass kicked, a new $1 billion net have come in over the last couple of weeks. So people are starting to turn and they're starting to realize like this is just a hiccup or a cough in an otherwise upward trend. That's what my feeling is on that. Whew. Anyway, we got through the news. Okay, I got to call it a day. So I got to take calls and stuff like that. I got digital private client stuff I got to sort out. I got to send some Libera tokens around. I got crap to do, fellas. I got crap to do. Okay. So sorry this was a short one, but at least we jam-packed some news in. I'm going to try to go and get all my computers updated to whatever this damn new update is. And then we won't have this kind of snafu because I could just run to another computer. So, all right. Pew pew, indeed. Stay in school. Don't do drugs. Don't do anything. I think I didn't do a single cuss. I didn't do a single profanity. I mean, I used the word ripple 3 times, which is just as bad, but I think we dodged most profanity. Finally, I've had a couple of you email me. That's this personal, again, it's right here you can go to Digital Investor, personal portfolio setup. Brandon and we work with anybody that's building a portfolio, $1 million or more. We will work with you. We will build a portfolio which matches what we're doing personally, and we will help you set up your wallets and your custody and all your security stuff, but we will not touch your stuff. We will help you do it every step, but we will not hold any of that. We will not touch your cryptocurrency. So that's an important thing. They're like, hey, can you just do this and send me that? No, man, we're not buying anything for you. We're holding your hand while everything is set up. It's your stuff. Don't let other people have your stuff, even if they're building your portfolio. That's the whole point about the cryptos, is that if you want to do it right, no one has your stuff. So that's the point. No one has your stuff. So that's what we do. That's what the personal portfolio setup is, but it's got to be $1 million or more. Okay. All right. So yeah, stay in school, don't do drugs, don't do anything but pour and solve a drunk. Struggling with meth, grandmother wouldn't do, which is very little. And we'll see you tomorrow, bright and at the same time without the delays, hopefully. Yeah.
Terrified, wandering mind, the seams have come undone. You've been telling lies to these eyes as if they'd never seen the sun. Now you've let your guard down and your heart is exposed. Now you've let your guard down, but how could you have known that I'm the big fish round here? You're a small fish. I could make you disappear. You should know this. I'm the big fish round here. You're a small fish.